up. And I'm laying forward. 1, 2, 3. Head. Crawl. Well, I started self-defense as far as teaching because I had an abusive childhood, and I wanted to have other people not have to have abuse in their life. Eventually, I found that just teaching them the moves didn't necessarily transfer into their head. I can do it if it's a man attacking me. So eventually we got somebody in a suit that could take the strikes, and then they really believed that they could do it because they were in real fights, essentially.
One of the focuses of our program is, as a male instructor, what you're trying to do when you're an attacker is try to make the attack as realistic as possible to kind of have the person feel some of the emotions they might feel in those moments.
No! Stop! Grind! We start with, it's just physical, but we learn how to do presenting yourself so that you come across as calm, confident, and aware. And then less often does it turn into an attack. But we train them specifically, okay, so far you were just talking, but now, bang, he goes after you. You have to switch just like that into physical.
Because if you imagine you're in an argument with your significant other, a family member, a good friend of yours, you don't expect that it's going to become physical. But there's moments where it could become physical. And so what we're trying to teach is recognizing those signals of when it could become physical and try to kind of de-escalate as much as possible. But if you aren't able to do that and this person is still kind of becoming more and more enraged, also by recognizing those signs, if they were to attack you, you understand that it's coming, and now you have the skill set to address it.
My formula is, number one, address the immediate danger. If they're choking you and you're trying to hit them back pretty soon, it just takes seconds. You could be out. So maybe do this, but number two is simultaneous counterattack. While you're getting out of this somehow, you're going to hit them right now. Waiting gives them an opportunity to do something to you. Then counter. Hit them back once, that's what people do all the time. It's not enough, or not necessarily. So you're going to kick them down here, in the nose, over here, over there, so they don't know what's coming next. And then you have to go to safety. Run, sure, but don't just run away. People have run right into traffic and get run over. And where should you run to? To people. Where are there going to be people? Oh, you know that 2 blocks over, there's shopping or there's a grocery store. There are people there. Just the fact that they were there with other people, the attacker is not as likely to want to follow you to them.
Several years ago, you traveled to Africa to train the trainers to do exactly what you were doing. How was that experience?
It was in Korogocho, which is a slum outside of Nairobi of 400,000 people in a space big enough for 5 football fields only. Before I came, it was 97% of the females, starting at a pretty early age, had been raped. A huge percent. It went way down after that. And the people that came the most were the shosho, the grandmas. They kept on teaching, even though they weren't the professionals, they kept on teaching every other female. And we actually put up curtains so that men who were still doing it wouldn't know what we've learned. And so it turned out to be widespread. And I saw that was, I'm worth defending Africa. And so I looked on recently to see if I'm defending Africa is still there. Something is there called Gender Violence Recovery Center. Now I see they are using the targets I brought them. And so it's still happening, but in a different environment. And that's wonderful.